New tonight, we've learned tens of thousands of City of San Diego water customers still aren't getting their bills, and they're worried about how much they'll have to pay when they finally get one. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The city told us months ago they were making changes to their billing system, but new emails show the problem keeps happening. It's a story we've been working for you on since last year.
CBS 8's Shannon Handy has more on the ongoing problems and what the Director of Public Utilities is saying now.
Through a public records request, we learned more than 20,000 bills are currently being withheld. A lot of you have reached out to us about this issue, all asking, where's my bill? So I went straight to the source to find out.
I haven't received anything. It's as if we don't exist.
When I met Point Loma resident Jerry Green, he hadn't received a water bill since December of 2022.
14 months without a bill.
Once the end of February comes.
Jerry had no idea his bills weren't getting paid until he received this notice from Public Utilities explaining his bills were being withheld.
Which some may think that that was really stupid on my part, but my wife and I actually thought that the other had hooked up an automatic debit from our checking account.
To add to the confusion, online his account balance says zero. Since then, Jerry has emailed and called Public Utilities several times, but says he hasn't been able to get through. He even drove around stopping at places where you can pay your bill in hopes of finding someone to talk to. That didn't work either, so he reached out to us.
You are trying to give them money.
Right.
And you can't get in touch with them.
No one.
Since last year, we have interviewed viewer after viewer, all facing the same problem. Customers' bills are withheld for months as Public Utilities investigates a suspected leak or other issue. And when they finally do get one, it's for thousands of dollars. Recently, we've seen an uptick in emails about this. Deandra wrote us and said, I am so concerned about what bill lies ahead. We have no idea how much to estimate and set aside monthly. Bob called the water department dysfunctional.
What do you have to say to customers that have lost their trust in public utilities?
I'd say thank you for your patience. We know it's difficult, but we are really working on focusing on this issue.
Juan Guerrero is the Director of Public Utilities. I last interviewed him back in August when he said steps were underway to make improvements. This time around, I asked for an update, given the numbers we found. As of December 21st of last year, there were 25,128 bills being withheld. Today, it stands around 24,600. That's about 9% of all customers.
Why does it take so long to investigate these held bills?
The investigation process can be a little complicated. When you have a big significant backlog, you need enough people to be able to handle all those cases.
Guerrero says while he would like to see things move more quickly, the fact is the situation is getting better. A 2018 audit listed 10 recommendations to improve customer service and billing issues. Guerrero tells me they have finally completed all of them. Among the improvements made, overhauling their IT system, notifying customers when their bills are withheld, and hiring more employees. Over the summer, an estimated 28,000 bills are being withheld. That number has been trimmed by 4,000.
Realistically, how long do you think it will take to address those 20,000 plus bills that are being withheld?
We're making steady progress. I hesitate to put a date out because we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver.
In the meantime, what should you do if your bill is being withheld? Guerrero suggests checking out the online features they now offer on their website.
There might be opportunities where they can take a little bit more action. So if they are able to get a meter reading and send the photo in, that should expedite it.
As for Jerry, after I told Public Utilities about his case, a representative called him the next day to help get it resolved. One down, thousands more to go. Working for you, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Thank you, Shannon. And if you're still waiting for your bill, we learned that those who have been waiting the longest will be getting theirs first. And a little bit of good news, customers can pay off any big balances over time with no penalty or interest. Here at CBS 8, we want to help solve problems that affect you. If there's something you would like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
The San Diego City Council heard impassioned pleas today from victims of the flooding in southeast San Diego as council members talked about their budget priorities. Residents
from hard-hit areas like South 42nd Street in Mountain View banded together in front of the council, demanding to be made one of the top priorities. CBS 8's Jesse Pagan is here with what some of them had to say. Jesse.
Guys, some strong emotions from these neighbors that they spoke in front of San Diego City Council today. One woman spoke for a group of her neighbors, saying they lost everything and are now worried they'll soon have to sleep in their cars or on the street.
I'm here to ask you to prioritize victims of the flood. Due to the cloud storage.
That's Mary Lendavasso there. Today's city council meeting agenda included a hearing on the council's budget priorities for 2025's fiscal year. That's standard procedure. Council debates what they'd like to see money earmarked for in the budget, and those recommendations go to the mayor, who considers them as part of the budget creation process. At a meeting last week, council members in a 4-0 vote agreed on funding for an enhanced stormwater maintenance program near underserved neighborhoods like those in southeast San Diego hit hard last month. They also voted on prioritizing flood disaster response and recovery, things like potentially waiving fees. The people who spoke in front of council today, like Mary, today pushed for that and more.
People need to have somewhere to sleep, permanent residents, until we can go back home. There's people that are missing work. You miss work, you miss money. What's gonna happen? Who's feeding us? The nonprofits. YMCA is feeding us. What are you guys doing? What has the city done for us? Nothing.
In a press release today, the city did say it's now turned the local assistance center it opened into an online resource hub where people can access services to help in recovery, plus find places to go to get help and things like household supplies. The city says staff is also going door to door in areas like South Crest, Mountain View, Shelltown, Mount Hope, and others to find out what people need and then to ask for those resources to get them to them. The city also says in-person support is still available at Mountain View Beckworth Library. That's on San Pasqual Street, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. City Council isn't making any decisions on the budget today. It was a hearing on it. CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez is on the story working for you to find out more, and we'll have that tonight at 11. Marcella?
Thanks, Jesse. The rain and gray clouds have given way to sunshine and blue skies, but the big question now is, should those rain-soaked cliffs right along our coastline be cause for concern? CBS 8's Brian White gets answers from a geologist.
Now that the sun is out, a lot of people are hitting the trails here at Torrey Pines, but with all that water saturation in the ground, are we in danger of another cliff collapse?
It did seem like a lot of it had caved out from the rain, so I was a little bit worried walking around.
Tori Aguila and her friend Lena hiked along the cliffside today near the glider port at Black's Beach.
For the most part, it seemed pretty sturdy, but I was always in the back of my mind afraid that I was going to fall.
This cliff collapse was caught on video at Black's Beach in January of last year, following several rainstorms that passed through the area.
It wasn't just the cliff collapsing, it actually lifted up the beach as well. So we're seeing a bit of a curved slide surface where this huge mass rotated down and cascaded into the ocean.
Dr. Pat Abbott is professor of geology emeritus at San Diego State University. He says the area that gave way last year is still unstable.
There are huge blocks of rock just sitting tilted on the hillside, and tilt does not last. Gravity does not like that. Those are going to come down too.
He says the added water from the rain adds weight to the cliffside that causes clay minerals to swell and lose strength. He says cracking on the side of a cliff is one sign that it's unstable.
Sometimes you look at something and you say, wow, what's holding that rock up there? Why doesn't it fall down? Well, it is going to fall down. Don't you be there when it comes down.
The access trail at Beacons Beach in Leucadia has been closed for more than a month now after a landslide was reactivated there.
It's a bummer, but also glad that they're kind of being protective with us.
Lynn Heller Altona and husband Chris, they don't take any chances when walking the beach in case there's a cliff failure.
We typically only want to walk when there's a really low tide, and then we're walking really close to the break as opposed to up against the cliffs.
I'm Brian White for CBS 8.
Thanks, Brian. This new video out of Orange County is showing the aftermath of a coastal landslide in Dana Point. This happened near a couple of homes right on a cliff that overlooks the Pacific. We still don't know exactly when the landslide happened or what caused it, but last week we did see a powerful storm drop rain across Southern California, as you know, causing mudslides that threatened some homes, even some here in San Diego.
And tonight we're learning more about that earthquake that shook most of San Diego County last night.
This one was a 4.8 magnitude quake that struck El Centro just after midnight. I know I felt it. In this video from X-user Guerra24, you can see the camera shaking. You can also hear items falling over and car alarms going off. A 4.5 aftershock followed, and then a series of smaller aftershocks. We talked with geologist Pat Abbott again about this quake, who said it felt stronger because the fault lines actually moved in a vertical motion.
If we go back to like 1994 Northridge, that fault moved like this, which means you're not only feeling the seismic waves, but you're literally getting an uplift of the ground as well. So that adds more shaking, more energy on the surface.
There was some damage to buildings in El Centro, but fortunately no one was seriously hurt. Today, a motorcade escorted the remains of the 5 Marines killed in last week's helicopter crash in Pine Valley. The escort traveled from Balboa Medical Center along the 163 to MCAS Miramar. All 5 Marines were based out of MCAS Miramar and were in their 20s. The remains are now being moved to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for a private ceremony with their families. The investigation into the crash is ongoing.
Still ahead, why the city of San Diego is releasing hundreds of millions of gallons of water from the Lake Hodges Dam.
Plus, in an Earth 8 report, how the recent floods have devastated farms in the Tijuana River Valley.
Well, we do have clear skies out there. That's going to lead to tumbling temperatures overnight. We're looking at a gradual warm up for much of the work week, but we do have some more wet weather on the way. All those details are coming up.